excited for this one. This is what we were both hoping to see. Some orbital play.
Indeed. Here we go. It's... I'm waiting for chat's fulcrum but with gas, says Nimzo. I bet, well... Here we are. Folks, this is the system...
The planet names.
Yeah. 13
Very
reasons
clever.
why. And a pain in the gas. Which is basically a lava planet. True to name, it's just lava. Now, Nick described this one to me. In fact, he sent me a message to describe it, so I'll read that out while I can. He said, this map is a playground for teaching top Ubers that they don't know anything about orbital on-orbital combat. The spawning planets have very limited build space and metal income. So if you remain on the surface, you are going to be very dead very fast. It's all about fighting over the gas and the cheeky tricks and micro that come with that. And that's really what that little lava planet is all about. It's about hopping to and from that and the gas giant, keeping your units alive, avoiding unfavourable engagements if you can. It's basically a method to teleport around the gas giant, if you will, because of the short orbital times between them. It's gonna be an interesting one. Let's call it an arcade system.
Arcade. I think arcade is about right. So both these players know they have a planet all to themselves. They're not bothering with any scouting, anything at all. They're just going to get one factory up, pump out some fabricators, and get themselves into orbital as fast as can with as much eco as they can. The starting planets have got absolutely nothing to offer them. They need to get off this planet and start farming that gas, and then start thinking about ways to invade their opponent. Worth noting that each of these starting planets also has a thruster icon under it in the top right, which means that they can be hallied into one another and smashed. It's all about where your commander is at that moment of impact, of course, because that means both of the starting planets and therefore all of the land presence in this entire system is destroyed the moment those two planets collide.
Well, Smurf saying in chat that he and Nick have been practicing on this many, many times and that Nick beat him many, many times over. I think Nick probably has this one in the bag. Looking at his build, he's gone vehicle fabbers, which I don't know why he'd choose that over bots, to be honest. Maybe the slightly better efficiency. Going straight into an orbital launcher. Andreas is slightly faster into the orbital launcher than Nick. That being said, Nick seems to have perfected his build. Let's jump over to his thing there. We can see the vehicle factory just constantly producing fabricators. He's going to be picking up all of his metal over time, as adding more fabricators to assist this orbital launcher. He's got, what's that? Many power generators and a power storage. 6 power gens and power storage. Meanwhile, Andreas also 6 P gens, but no power storage. He's gradually building it now. Up comes a... I don't know about that. First comes a scout instead of a fabricator. That could cost him crucial seconds.
And it is going to be all about this. This is a race for the gas giant, let's be honest here. Both of these players just need to get to their gas giant. And actually, I wonder how much of an impact the position of the orbits is going to have on that. Is it going to impact at all the speed at which these two... Wait, I have to ask, are these two starting planets, are they on a collision course with one another, or are they in complementary orbits?
They're
colliding. They're going to collide. These two planets are going to collide.
Oh
so
my.
Any starting resources that they build on those planets is absolutely material. We have minutes left until those two moons collide into one another.
Are you sure? I don't know. I don't know if they will.
They started on opposite sides. They're definitely not on opposites now. They are colliding. Those two planets are colliding, Marshy. This is going to be awful. It's orbital only. There's no way.
All right, Nick.
Oh, goodness.
You're done goofed. You're done goofed. Right, okay. 2 orbital launchers from Nick now. Andreas instead going for T2. There's no point in going T2 ground, sir. What is the point in that? What? Are you sure these planets are going to collide?
I'm not certain as I was a second ago, actually.
I don't know. don't
keep watching, but let's keep focusing on the units as well. I know we've got a lot to watch for now.
Right, I'm gonna keep these two guys on their own pictures in pictures there, so you can see their original base and how they develop. The main screen now, though, is going to be on this galactic battleground that is gas. Nick over there already. Instead of going for jigs, he's gone straight for an orbital factory. So he's going straight for a unit advantage over there, and defending his fabricator immediately with Avengers that he already has over there. The moment he gets this factory up, he will be building Avengers rather, much faster. So the moment this factory gets up, he's got his foothold. Andreas still trying to spawn in close. He needs to spawn in closer to that fab if at all possible, but Nick still sending reinforcement Avengers. And Andreas now looks like he might have given up on that. And again, wasting the seconds. Andreas is losing the seconds because he's now going for an anchor instead of an orbital factory. Could that be because of worry about Nick? Now look at this, look at this. Look, Nick's just sent his Avengers to the lava planet. Now they're there. Now they can come back and land straight in on top of this fabricator without having to travel across the gas giant. That is brutal.
Outrageous.
That is absolutely brutal. He's got this down to a T. That is devastating.
Savage.
That just
There's
negates.
no way of defending anything.
That negates the travel time on this gas giant completely, and Andreas was just not wise to it at all. At all. Smurf confirming in chat that the planets do not collide, so we don't have to worry about that. But
Okay,
Andreas going for a subpar strategy here. The only way that I can see Andreas winning this, we're going T2, is that he tries to invade Nick's planet directly. That's the only thing I can see him doing right now. And Nick is just using this lava planet to his best.
Oh, this is just disgraceful. Andreas has been completely pushed off of this gas giant already. Unless Andreas is going to try and do something a bit left of field here. He stopped sending stuff to the lava planet. What's he doing instead? He's instead trying to orbital on the moon, but he's never going to be able to...
Thing is, he's run out of economy, and he needs to get on the gas giant, and he doesn't have the orbital to defend him getting on the gas giant because Nick just has the Avenger count advantage. He has the tactics to use to the lava planet here. And, my word. I think this is in the bag already for Nick, because Andreas just doesn't... I don't think he's approached this correctly at all, unless he goes for the comm snipe. That's the only thing I can see Andreas doing here to pull this out.
I don't see a way out of this. I really don't. I'm trying to think what he could potentially pull off. I mean, anything that he could try and do would depend on a significant amount of orbital, which requires eco that he just doesn't have. And all he can do is keep building these T2 metal extractors on the moon, which he is doing, but he's already starting now to fall behind Nick, especially on the energy front. Those jigs, even after the recent nerf, produce an absolutely disgusting amount of energy. And I don't see any way that the orbital layer, which demands so much energy, Andreas is going to be able to compete now without those jigs.
Yeah. Chat saying, it's a trap. Well... Hey, no holds barred, no excuses. Nick designed a system that would guarantee him a win if he got to it, and I don't know about guarantee. We'll just have to see if Andreas pulls something out of the bag, but he certainly looks like it. How's that econ, buddy? Oh!
Here comes the trash talk.
Oh!
There's got to be something left of field coming here, so... What we've got in the orbital layer now, Andreas has just sent a load of stuff into the orbital layer. Where's it going? Is it going to the gas giant? No, it's going straight over to Nick's planet. And this is, as we say, this is what we need. So Nick has got a decent amount of orbital defense already. He's got all his Avengers up there. A massive advantage in the Avenger count. Has he got any umbrellas? No. Does he need them? Probably not at this stage.
Andreas is sending over 9 Avengers and 2 Fabricators. So that teleporter will go up very quickly. And unless Nick converges all of his Avengers into a big old blob very fast, Andreas stands a chance at getting this up. Look at this. Nick sending his units back from the gas giant back to... Is he sending them home or to Andreas? I wonder.
I can't tell. I think they're going home.
Are we going home?
Oh no, they're going to Andreas.
Ooh.
I think. No, they are going home.
They're going home to trying to defend.
So that
No, they're not. They're going to Andreas. Going to Andreas. Has Nick
here
got
we
an
go.
orbital fab in that group? He doesn't. He's just sending them over there anyway. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
What's he trying to do?
Where is
Two
Andreas going to
orbital
land?
invasions.
This is his shot. The thing is, Nick isn't invading, he's just blockading. Whereas Andreas, instead, comes in with the invasion. The two fabbers are... they're not defended and they're gone. The telly did not
Poor
work.
micro.
You needed many more Avengers in there than that.
What have we got now? In the orbital layer over Andreas, here comes
Here we
Nick.
go.
With some Avengers and some
Artemis.
Artemi.
Artemis? He's probably going to come over here and take out this orbital factory because that's what's giving Andreas his orbital stead, as it were. Without that factory,
fact,
Andreas really is gone.
I don't see any umbrellas either. So if this goes, that's it. He's out of the game.
Yeah. And Nick now onto his fourth jig. Oh! Andreas has just blown up one of them. Woohoo! Something happened there. Nick
That's
coming
it, that's
in
the
with an
blockade in
SXX now.
Here come the umbrellas. Are we going to see a hat consumed?
A what? Who?
A hat consumed. A hat being consumed. By Andreas.
I don't follow this hat consumption.
Hat. Andreas has said he will eat his hat if he gets orbital sniped.
Oh, I must have missed that bit.
Ah, well, he's said it now. It's on the internet, and the internet never forgets things like this. He has said he will consume a hat if his commander gets orbital sniped. Will he GG first?
I don't think so.
Does
The
that count?
ecos are actually pretty neck and neck right now. In terms of the metal, the power is, well, floating for both parties, but Andreas has been successfully raiding Nick's jigs over on gas. Nick, though, sending up a new section on the other side of gas. His Suzuks look like they've been taken care of. So
They've got umbrellas going up now on Sweden.
from Sweden, yeah.
Plenty of them. Got lots of units ready to go through that teleporter. He's just got to try and
just
establish the
eager.
foothold. Umbrella blanket now being erected on Denmark. That's a global build order being issued for those vehicles just to go around and put umbrellas down. And that is going to deny Andreas by any effective method of dropping a teleporter on a planet's surface. And Andreas, just as you say, needs to keep raiding these jigs, perhaps using the same tactics that Nick himself is using, just dropping Avengers directly next to the jigs and taking them out one at a time and negating any income he can get from those and forcing him to defend them. Tie up units there when he could be defending his own home planet. Could Andreas cause an upset?
It's possible. Nick now behind in the eco game in terms of metal income. That's...
Am I correct in thinking that jigs explode
They do.
and cause damage to nearby units?
Yes, that is correct.
Those do seem rather close.
That is why they are currently injured, because of other explosions.
Is that a planet-wide patrol order from Nick? No, he's just...
No, that'll
that's
be
a
an
local
area patrol.
order.
Yeah, that'll be an area patrol. Over
Makes
there.
more sense. Good.
And he's getting jigs on the other side now as well. Nick's eco is going to start flying ahead. I reckon he's going to go for Halley's. He's getting his eco up. Yeah, I reckon. Oh no, nukes instead. Hello. Hello.
Oh, that's a nasty way to go.
I don't know. Is one Halley less expensive than a nuke launcher and a nuke? I forget. But here we go.
I feel like to see a planet smash in a tournament like this would be quite
quite a thing.
sweet victory. And then Andreas has got absolutely no option. He's got to flee to the planet which Nick controls, and all he can try and do is out-micro him to get the commander running away from anything that comes at him by using the exact same tactic which Nick has been using, bouncing his commander between the two planets.
Well, he hasn't moved his commander yet, but yes, his units for sure. Andreas sending a few units into the orbital space. Have we got any fabbers with those? Hello. Let me get my selection sorted. 13 Avengers. Looks like they're going for the gas giant there. They'll be going to raid these jigs, I'm certain.
I'm not quite sure how Nick hasn't managed to get a more decisive advantage at this stage. you'd have thought that he would be able to pull way ahead with the number of jigs, but he's only he's just pulled another
He's
50 or
ahead
so, and
enough.
he's built 2 jigs.
He's ahead enough now to be thinking about the nuclear game. Andreas is running out of time in terms of trying to get this invasion happening. When he gets this invasion happening, that'll be it, if he can get it happening. That's the question. It's the big if. He's got some...
This is big play.
Yeah.
If he can get those through, Denmark is not defended.
He's just arrived on Gas Giant.
In orbital.
Andreas picking off these jigs to the best of his ability. When he kills one, he needs to get off that planet as soon as possible, using the lava planet as a staging post so that he doesn't lose these Avengers. What I have noticed every time he's blown these up is he loses them because he doesn't jump them away. There we go. He jumps them.
He's done it. He's done it. He has successfully mastered the Avenger jump.
The Avenger jump. And he's gone to the lava planet, soon to jump straight back. And his orbital fabbers down on the other side of gas now as well. Starting to build. What is he going to do next? I see a few men's coming out of his T2 bot factory as well, ready to get through. Again, it's a case of actually getting those units through a teleporter. Nick raiding on the south. Andreas killing off another jig, keeping Nick on his toes. Nick, though, keeping Andreas off the gas giant there. I don't know how I feel about Nick.
The only option I can think of is that Andreas might try and build the orbital Titan, but there's no way that he'd be able to pull that off.
No, he's not.
What's he done?
He's building these men's because they can build teleporters pretty quick. Wait, what? Has he just mismicroed that?
Surface, though.
He just mismicroed it. No, he just mismicroed his Avenger. It's got his Astreus. It's got nothing in it. I thought he was going to pick up the mend to then go and build a teleporter.
Oh no!
But he hasn't got a mend in there. He didn't pick anything up. Oh no!
You can't afford that sort of mismicro, and the stakes are this high.
The amount of time that's going to take now to either go back there or to catch up with his buddies who are gone ahead.
Oh, that's time he just does not have.
Oh, I don't believe that bit of mismicro. Is he going to try it again? I don't know.
Meanwhile, on Denmark, we have a nuke ready to go.
Denmark's gone nuclear. Never thought I'd say that. Andreas with the Nick micro.
I've got a lot of forces built up in Sweden with nowhere to go.
Here they come, though, to Nick's base of operations. There are some orbital fabs in there, though, so it's not all for nothing. There are how many? 2 by the looks of things. Here we go again.
Right next to an umbrella. Is he going to have enough there to... He's not microing them?
No, this is where he needed his Astreus. The fabs, I think, yeah. This is where he needed his Astreus. If he got down to the floor, he would have had a chance to build that teleporter because it would have got through those umbrellas while they were too busy shooting at the Avengers. But oh,
very upsetting.
Nick's eco now pulling away significantly. He's almost finished his nuclear launcher down there in the picture-in-picture. Once he does that, and he's just continuing to build T2 fabs, now he's just building the nuke, which will be assisted out very quickly, I would have thought, up to 5% already.
Oh, we're going to see Sweden getting nukes very soon, I think. But has Andreas spotted it?
No, he won't have seen that. There's no way.
No,
he hasn't scouted it.
He hasn't scouted it. He's got no idea of his impending doom. Are we about to see nukes used in an Uber game? I think we might be. An Uber 1v1.
The thing is, Nick has to follow up his nuke with something else, and I reckon that something else will be as an SXX. The problem is, has he built them yet? No, he's got plenty of time to do so. But
also advanced air going up. Unfortunately, the failed landing strat has given Nick enough warning now. He's built an advanced air factory. I suspect that's going to be filled with some level of hummingbirds or similar.
An advanced air factory? Where's that?
I apologise. No, it's not advanced. It is a tier 1 air factory, and that'll be just used to fend off any impending attacks. Another invasion attempt now by Andreas. You can see the teleporter queued up, ready to be built. Unfortunately, there's just no way those units are going to come in. There's got 2 queued up. 2 queued up teleporters for incoming orbital fabricators from Andreas. There's no way he's going to be able to land those.
Yeah, absolutely no way. He hasn't got the count. And of course, there's that little delay when they arrive before they can start doing whatever their queue was. That nuclear missile is now up to 65% complete. And Nick is just going to launch it, I reckon, straight at that 6 mechs, which will hit Andreas, although Andreas is also going for a nuclear missile instead of an anti-nuke. Very, very brazen from him, indeed.
I think he's realising that his current tactic of trying to put units on the surface isn't working unless he blasts a hole in the defences first. I think he's seeing the effect that those umbrellas are having, and he wants to clear an area of umbrellas first and then try and land there.
There's no way he's going to get his nuke finished before Nick lands his and a Suzuki snipe on Andreas's comm. Is that nuke, if it lands in the middle of those 3 mechs, 6 mechs rather, will hit Andreas's comm. That's a guarantee, that's a given. And it's then a case of, there it goes.
Nuke fired.
Here comes an Andreas. Again, hasn't picked anything up in it. I think he needs to pick up his commander now, really.
See that now in the orbital space.
Has Nick got an SXX ready? He has. He's building them on the gas giant, so he's ready to finish this game. Andreas moving his units to the other side of the base, and his commander moving it away from that 6 mechs. Will it be far enough? His nuclear missile launcher definitely isn't far enough away, so I don't know why he's using even more metal on that. But he's keeping his army away from his base, that's for certain.
Look at that eco advantage right now. That is the jigs in action. That is an outrageous amount of metal and energy, considering that they've only got a 250 radius planet each to play with.
You can see the shimmer on that gas giant by looking at it from Andreas's planet there. There's just so much going on.
Oh, goodness.
It's spookity-bookity. And I don't know what that was. But where's that nuke gone?
It's coming.
Sweden's
braced for nuking.
Where is it?
Anti-nuke launcher ready on Sweden. Well, no, it's not. It's Nick's anti-nuke. It's on Denmark.
Yeah, that's wise from him.
Here it comes.
Here come with the nuke.
Where's it going?
Guaranteed on top of the 6.
On the head.
On the head. And it hasn't hit.
All of his energy as well.
Goes all of his energy, but it doesn't hit the commander. That could be crucial.
That's
the GG's anyway.
He's called it. Well, on the plus side, Andreas will not be consuming any headwear this evening.
Yeah, that's a consolation of sorts. But Nick still has to win an additional game.
He managed to claw back a little bit of dignity. That was a very impressive display of orbital micro from an Uber player, something I don't think we've seen before. And importantly, he's got himself into a position now where he can try and fight his way into that all-important tiebreaker. Shall we go and have a chat to the players and find out how they're feeling after that little scrum?
Let's do it. Gentlemen. Oh, wait for Nick to unmute himself. Nick, wow, you have perfected that system.
I've played it a bit.
It's interesting, at the very start of that game, we saw Smurf chiming up in the Twitch chat saying that he's played you a few times on it, and it didn't go that well for him.
Oh, no, it didn't. But then again, I don't really think there are many Ubers. Like, I would say that Andreas and Kiwi are probably the only Ubers that sort of understand how orbital plays. But then again, like, too late. Too little, too late.
So talk us through a little bit about your thinking with that lava planet then being placed so close to the gas giant.
It is meant exactly for hopping, so that you can have a way to counter jigs, which is exactly what Andreas tried doing. It is also a tricky place where you can sneak your commander. You can land him, or like, sort of not really land him, but you can like get him in the air layer there, and then it's really hard to scout. So I was ready if Andreas somehow managed to invade me, which was once he got kicked off of gas, pretty much the only thing he could go for. I was ready to just evac and see if he can find me, which I promise would not have been easy.
No, I believe that. So, Andreas, going into that system blind, not having seen it before, what were your initial impressions? What was your sort of strategy, and how did that strategy play out in your head versus reality?
Well, it's kind of a low skill system where it's all about getting the first foot on the gas and set up shop, and the one who does that the first, they get the game. It's not much more to it, and I misjudged in the sense that I tried to deny him rather than establish myself, underestimating the time it would take to counter whatever position he would have. So essentially, he got an early Faber, starting production there. I send over what are they calling an Avengers instead, and that was the ultimate mistake. And then it's when you have a footing there, you're not going to contest it. It's just easy as that. And then my only hope is to invade this planet, which didn't work out. So.
Well, it seemed like you kept trying the same technique a few times, where you just put in a lot of Avengers and a lot of orbital fabs, trying to desperately build that teleporter on there. What other things did you have in the back of your mind if that didn't work?
Well, that's the thing. When he's established at gas, then it's my only option. If that doesn't work, and even if it does, I'm probably done. But it's like orbital is very simple, and I think it's kind of a low skill ceiling. It's very small details that just blows out of proportion, very much like a butterfly effect. So and he perfected that little part there, and he got that, and then it's just like 15 minutes trying to get through and see if you can make an upset, but didn't happen.
Well, it was valiantly fought. I think ultimately it was the nuke what done it in the end.
That was just a finishing touch, a little bit of BM on my end.
He could have done it anyway.